Hi, I'm Lynn Browder, and I have a son, Owen, who has autism. I started painting with my son to work on his fine motor skills. He helps me paint the backgrounds with a hand-over-hand method, and then I paint the rest. I honestly thought that when I started painting, it was more about him and for him. And I've learned over the years that it's just as much for him as it is for me, and probably maybe more for me. But it's an emotional journey, and sometimes I sit at the canvas and I don't really know what I want to paint or what I'm going to paint, and then I just start painting. And I lost my brother a few years ago, and since then, painting sometimes takes on a whole new day, whole new meaning, whole new moment for me. And I just kind of run through my thoughts and my emotions, and that's how this all happens. And I've been always one of these journey painters. Like, I want to paint everything as soon as I sit down. I don't really wait till the paint dries. I don't wait till some other story is in my mind. I just keep painting. And that's where I'm at right now. And so I sat at this canvas, and it reminded me a lot of growing up in Florida. And it was the bright colors. Or for me, it was always like the parrots and the birds and, the seashore with the sun, and just all of those moments in time. And so I thought about it, and I wanted some bright flowers. But I kept reflecting on the moment. And since my brother passed away, tears still fill my eyes. I can't even imagine. Oh, but I paint always hoping that it will help somebody. It will help them connect in a moment, whatever it's for. To laugh, to cry, to be excited about something. And some days I just need this for myself. So I paint the journey as it is right now, in this moment, in this time. And that's where we go from. I had never really painted before I started painting with Owen, and I do a lot of crafts, but painting was not one of them because I was worried that I would never paint perfect paintings. I could never paint perfect paintings. And I realized one day that it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It's more about the emotions of what I'm doing and the emotions of how I'm feeling. And painting, no matter what I'm doing or how it looks, I'm in that moment with that paint. And even better is I painted this with my son. And so it's all okay. Whatever happens on the canvas, it's okay. I just have to kind of look at it and say, you know, everything's gonna be as it should in that moment, in that time. And so once I stopped worrying about painting the perfect painting, I started concentrating on painting for me. Painting to share my heart, painting to share our story, painting to share the story of my life, the story of my brother. And that's when it changed. That's when my painting changed. And some days it's still really rough. Some days it comes out exactly like I hoped. And every other day, all the ways in between. But painting found me when I needed it. And I'm very happy that I can just paint, share more of our journey, and keep growing and learning, loving, happiness, and everything else in between. So, one day I'll learn to, paint a masterpiece. But it's just the masterpiece of my heart. One day I'll change paintbrushes more often too. I've tried the whole, put my paintbrush in water and take the paint off, but especially when I'm doing flowers, I like how the colors just kind of all mush together. It's just what it is, you know? And it changes just like the flowers themselves when you go outside and you see, how the rain changed the color, or, the flower itself, how it helped it, or the leaves came off because the rain was there. And that's all part of how, the world changes, how the garden grows, how the garden changes. And so we just keep moving forward and keep growing and keep learning, keep adjusting. And that's kind of what I have to remember. That it's important to just take those lessons and apply them to what you know and what you want to share. And even on my sad days, or the days that I'm, can't understand or can't process how my brother can be gone, or how Owen has autism, or how I have all the things I have. We each have a story, and sure, we're going to be sad, we're going to be upset, we're going to be in those moments where nothing just quite is working out or what we thought it would be. But if we take that energy, get through it, process it, and then move forward on it, life changes. Life changes. We get a new perspective. We get a new way. And it helps us to move forward. And so that's how I kind of look at my days and say, okay, today was a day of reflection and thought. And then I think about all the things that I've been able to accomplish or in the process of accomplishing. And that's good. That's part of all of this. And then I look at it, I'm like, probably shouldn't have covered quite as much of the cross up as I did, but that's okay as well. It's part of the story, part of the journey. I always try to imagine what certain flowers look like or what I should change or do. And then I like just kind of deal with what we've got here. I'm one of those people that like to watch the paint dry. It's very interesting to me to see how paint dries, how it changes its colors, and how, it just adapts with everything that's going on. And so I really paint. Paint can change so quickly, And I always have a hard time with yellows. You can mix things in them. There's different brands. But no matter what I try, I just seem to always have problems with yellows. But that's okay. That's okay. Got one more I'm going to just kind of do over here. I think I'm going to add a little bit to it. And then focus it on the bottom here. Kind of like it's hanging down. Some things that were leaves change into bigger flowers, different flowers. So I think that's where we're at. And then when I sign this, the O is for Owen. And then I do L. And I do B. And the signature is just as much to me about the journey because it puts us together. It's he helps me paint the background, so I always like to incorporate that as well with him. So there's our day. Thanks for watching. Toodles.